Alright, you ready to talk about some shit?
Yes! Yes!
Hello.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to
Drama.
the podcast.
Nice.
Let's go. Let's get hyped.
Let's go indeed. We were gone for a week, weren't we?
We disappeared.
Yeah. Oh, but my name's Dan, by the way. Hello.
Hello, I am. Well, hi Dan. I'm Joe.
Hello. Oh, hi, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's funny we introduce ourselves all the time just in case we have another episode that maybe some people who don't or like
New
maybe there's
people.
new viewers or something, but there's not. But you know, why not? Hey. And hey,
Sometimes we just have to remind ourselves.
and also we just have no
Should we-
other idea of how to start a show, so we do it like that. That's probably the real reason.
I mean, I said welcome to the podcast. I mean, I guess
You
that's
did. Did
pretty
you see the
good.
podcast as well? Very funny stuff.
Podcast.
Oh,
yes. I can't remember. Well, I said it. I didn't say it in the correct way, so
So
that's
that was
kind of
very
funny.
quirky and very funny.
That's kind of funny.
It was.
I don't know.
Yeah, we took a week off because reasons. Why you been so nosy? Fuck you. Like, no, I can have privacy.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of just slipped my mind. I didn't really like.
Well, what
kind
it-
of just passed by. Didn't
What it was that I knew that I was working a lot of extra shifts at my job. ASDA, that's what we technically say. Yeah, it's ASDA. Wink. It's not, but it's ASDA. And I was picking up a bunch of extra shifts for a week, so I knew I had 2 days off. One day being Friday, where we were going to be busy, and the other day was Tuesday. So if I was smart, we would have recorded Tuesday like super early, and then I would have had all week to just edit it in between all these extensive shifts and university bollocks, and I would have had the episode up. But guess what? We're fucking lazy, and we didn't fucking do it.
Yeah, I mean, we could have done BuzzFeed quizzes. That would have been a good
that-
one. Hey,
I'm
BuzzFeed
excited.
quizzes.
I had a good time doing those BuzzFeed quizzes,
Yeah.
and people I know that like have listened to it, they were like, "That was really funny," but just nobody like watched it. Like it didn't gain any track. But mind you, we did about Invincible like a week after the show finale aired, and that still got no track. No traction. We're like non-mountain climbing or running shoes. There's no traction.
We are like tires with no tread on a wet surface. That's how little traction we have.
See, that's the difference between you and I. I make a thing about activity and running and exercise, whereas you own a car.
Bikes have tires.
But didn't you say car tires? Didn't you say a car specifically?
Or did I say? I think I just said car or tires.
You can't.
What would I say though? I would go, it's like a car with no tread. Did
No,
I say that?
I
Cars
don't know.
don't have tread. I don't
No,
know.
you
I think I
mentioned
would have said
tyres,
tires.
but I think you said
Please,
specifically
I don't
we're
know
like-
what
we're
I
like a
say.
car
I can't
with
remember.
Well, Joe, as you can clearly see from this intro, we are clearly like girls who went to school together for years, but then suddenly are all in different classes and don't see each other as much. We are out of sync.
Yeah. Periods.
I thought about saying that, and you know when you're like, I shouldn't, and while you're saying it, you're like, I shouldn't, but then you
Oh,
do.
isn't that just what you were getting at?
What? Yeah, but I mean, like, I was like, oh, there's a thing to say. And then I was just saying it, and I was like,
Ah,
it's a very long-winded way of just
girls.
making a joke about
girls.
periods.
Periods. Oh. Wow.
I mean, that's not, it's not fun. I mean, I've never had one myself.
What periods?
Yeah.
Probably not. From what I've
Well, no,
heard.
probably not, yeah. But I mean, like,
Yeah.
I don't mean
But hey, hey.
I don't mean to mansplain you, but I had one of the worst colds of my life. And Joe, did I still go to the gym like pretty much every morning?
Oh yeah.
You're damn
did.
right. I snotted into tissues, threw them in the bin, and then benched. I don't fucking know. All I'm saying is, if you're on your periods, I expect 10 pull-ups at least a day. Yeah,
Doable.
doable.
Not for me. But
No, when you get your
I don't
period,
have to.
you're bedbound for a week.
Oh no, I just literally meant the fact that I can't do barely one pull up for some reason.
Oh yes, yeah.
And guys, I'm not fat. Okay,
He's not fat.
I've just gained weight.
It's like
It's weird. Bro, I said
how
this
do
to
we
you
say
the
it?
other day, but like in like year 10, like what?
Oh.
How many years ago now is that? Like
Year 10's like 14, 15, 15, 16 maybe.
fuck. See, oh shit. Okay, yeah, 6 years ago or whatever. I could,
Jesus
I could
Christ.
crack out 5 easily.
Yeah.
But now I don't know what's happened to me. I'm a husk of a man.
Pull-ups are weird. Yeah. Like, you know. I mean, this isn't a gym podcast. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, Joe, I'll tell you.
Gym bros.
Well, we're getting Joe stacked. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
Joe's coming to the
Stacking
gym with me,
in progress.
and I'm gonna get him stacked. Girls are gonna see you shirtless and go, "Wow, keep that shirt on." They're gonna start tearing
Wow.
up your shirts the second you take them off. They're gonna grab them, throw them in fires, in bins, and all this shit. Just be like, "No
Yeah.
shirt," and it's gonna be winter, and you're gonna.
Then I'll
have a
finally
very
know
hard time.
how the Lynx man feels.
the Lynx Africa kid. I smell
Bro,
like a,
that was
I
the
smell
advert though,
like
wasn't
Paul
it?
Pogba. I don't know. Is he the guy? No, he's Pepsi, isn't he?
No. Like there's an old Lynx advert where he like sprays it and fucking like women
about
just
the-
surround him and follow him.
Oh, I know. There's the Coca-Cola one with the guy mowing the lawn and he's shirtless and a woman's like, and he drinks a Coke and he's like, "This is how I got these abs." He points at the can
Coke
and then he
is
points at
sexy.
his abs. This is how I did it. Full
He-
fat.
Yeah. 10 teaspoons of sugar a can, whatever it is.
Bro, Coke sucks. I'm sorry. I
Pepsi's
can't.
greater than. I was a Coke believer at one point, but Pepsi's greater than. But also water trumps them all.
Way
So-
water is the true. Water's the drink of true champions. And liquid speed. You drink that
Yeah.
or inject?
Yeah, I mean, you could probably could do both.
You could drink anything if you try hard enough.
You can inject anything.
If you try even harder.
Yeah.
If you can get anything to a liquid form to be drunk. To drink it.
Consumed in a
Consumed.
liquid state.
In a liquid form. Yeah, you could inject. Yeah. You could inject solid things in you if you tried hard enough.
I mean,
Yeah.
the dildos. Does that count as the
That's
injecting?
not an injection. I don't.
I mean, you can use.
That's not.
you
That's
know,
not like a.
I
There has
injected.
got to
I-
be somebody.
Hey Dan, I want to inject you.
I was gonna say, there's got to be somebody that got off like death row or got out of prison, and they got back to the girl, and they said, "Now it's time for your lethal injection."
Come here. sorry, sorry, listeners.
Sometimes things have got to be said.
injection.
Oh, what are we doing today? Did we even say what we're doing yet? We're like 8
No.
minutes in. Well, guess what, boys and girls? Because we were gonna do. It's been a weird week. We had a week off, and we were like, okay. And then Castlevania Season 4 came out, and it's incredible. And we actually, that's the thing. Next week, we're doing Castlevania. I guess we'll do Season 4, but the whole show's finished, so we can just talk about the whole fucking thing. Obviously, you've got to watch it first. But yeah, I mean, it's so good. You're
Yeah, I'm gonna binge.
through
I'm
that
gonna
shit.
binge it.
So good. So enjoy. Look out for that next week, which is going to be a week off when it released. So algorithm won't work with us, but who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we were going to do instead was Army of the Dead, the Zack Snyder film. That is that by the time this podcast has come out, will have come out in the UK, but at the time of recording, it's not out yet. So that plan got thrown in the bin. So then me and Joe were looking for a film to watch to do for this podcast, and Joe was like, Big Lebowski? And I was like, I've never seen it. I've always wanted to. Let's go. So then we watched Big Lebowski, fully intending to do a podcast on it. But as the film went on, the silenter we became. The more silent we became, because it's good. I get why people like it. It's just, I don't know, it didn't really have as much of an impact on me as I thought it was going to.
Overhyped, perhaps?
Yeah,
Maybe.
and the whole point of the film is that there's nothing to take away from it, and it's like it's about
That's clever.
Yeah, so it's like, well, what the fuck did we talk about then? You know what I mean? So we were like, okay, and then I had this idea in the back burner for a while, so last minute we're doing it. So, as you read in the title, and we've taken 10 fucking minutes to even let you know what's going on, that section will be called Intro and Bullshit Rant and Period Jokes. And lethal injections.
Yes.
I'm afraid of injections. Not afraid, I have a phobia. Phobia's afraid. We can't get into it. My brain's afraid, I'm not. Me and my brain are different people, and we don't get along. Yeah, we're going to talk about some fucking wacky. Let me read out what the article says.
Wacky slush.
We are beginning.
Wacky slush. Sorry.
I don't like him, ladies and gentlemen. I don't like him. Fucking TikTok scum of the earth bullshit. Fucking. I'm going to say it, Joe.
Berate me.
You are a.
Fuck.
I'm sorry, that was too far. I'm sorry. Anyway, so this article coming from us. Right, we're doing about movie theories. I'm gonna say it so that I can say this and it makes sense. I mean, you read the title anyway. Fuck you. You're a smart human being. You don't
plural.
Like and subscribe. Blah 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 blah. You don't need. Fuck you. You get it. You're an intelligent human being.
Yeah, by virtue of
you found this somehow. Yeah, I mean, come on. This is the Intellects podcast, if you know what I mean.
This is big brain time.
I need to get a new logo because the show's called Talking Shit, and there's no shit in the logo. I'm working on it. Yeah, so we're doing a thing about movie theories. Joe has not seen these movie theories. I've screened most of these, and by screen I just mean fucking read them to know that there's any good that we can talk about. So I'm going to read a bunch of movie theories out to Joe, and then we're going to talk about them and be like, this is bullshit, or maybe, or God, you people are stupid and have too much time in the day.
So I'm
anyway,
a monkey, and Dan is a scientist. And
that's
he wants
true.
to see my reaction.
I'm going to teach you how to fly to the moon.
I'm ready.
You press the red button, banana come out, but then you just get used to it, so you press red button when you need to without banana.
Oh, banana.
Anyway, I learned everything about sending monkeys to space from Umbrella Academy. So, this article is coming from the good old people at goodhousekeeping.com. I don't know why it's on a housekeeping website. Like, all of their other stuff, like, at the top. Try the 9 best vegan cheeses to try. The 10 most softest sheets for the most comfortable beds. 7-day meatless meals challenge. Like, all of these are like food. That's in your house. Well, the other one's food. So, food again in your house. Sheets in the bed. The bed's in the house. And I guess movies can be watched in a house, but it feels weird.
I was going to say, did you watch this in your house, but you didn't?
Yeah, I did. This is my house. This counts.
Oh, okay.
It's an in air.
Well,
quotes,
yeah,
it's an in air quote studio, but it's got a bed in it.
Yeah. You can in fact watch movies from your house. We have confirmed.
Yeah, I've got 3 separate screens in here of varying sizes. Because I'm rich. No.
I've got a studio. Like, to anyone who doesn't know what it is, it sounds so like...
It sounds like...
yes, it's a studio, but it counts as that.
I was hoping you could hear the facetiousness in my voice.
Yeah.
Which, for anyone American who's listening, that means sarcasm. You fucking dumb pig fuckers. So... You okay, Joe?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, Americans, you're not pig fuckers. You're all pedos. No, just you priests. Fuck! I'm going down a fucking hole in the ground. Grave.
Hey, priests fuck kids everywhere. Not just America.
Not just America. How can't we all be united under that? Yeah, so these are officially, according to goodhousekeeping.com, the 20th craziest movie fan theories that will have you rethinking everything.
Oh no. Are they all from this website? Just going to start on this
All
website?
of the ones that I'm going to go through. There may be some that I'm like, I've remembered, or I did look at other websites, but they were all like, oh, maybe this person is a squall in Marvel. And you're like, yeah, maybe. Like, okay. Like, this seemed to be the most one that has kind of just general. Because there's going to be some in here that I'm pretty sure you will have actually heard before. And there's just some that, like, yeah, they're theories, but it's pretty much true at this point. But this first one I've never actually heard before, so we're gonna kick things off with one of the most beloved movies of all time, which I think is fine. James Cameron's Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
There's a boat. Boat hits berg.
Boat sinks with band playing music.
Won 11 Academy Awards.
Well done.
Well done, you. But did you know that a popular theory is that Leonardo DiCaprio's character in the film, Jack Dawson, and I've never heard this before, but apparently this is a big thing because multiple websites had this in different forms. People think Leonardo DiCaprio's character from Titanic is a time traveler.
Okay.
Do you want to hear why before we talk?
Please.
So this is the evidence that they have to support it. So apparently, yeah, according to this popular theory, Jack is actually from the future and only boards the Titanic to save Rose's life. And there's plenty of evidence to prove it. The most obvious clue is that Jack mentions Lake Wissota as a lake he once fished in, as well as a roller coaster at Santa Monica Pier. Except that both of these sites did not exist until years after 1912, when the Titanic sank.
Oh.
You need more evidence? ? Just take a look at Jack's out-of-place hairstyle and fashion for the time period, including a rucksack he's seen carrying that actually wasn't popular until the 1930s. I mean, it's not true, but sure.
Him being a time traveler, though, it has no relation.
It doesn't change the film at all.
Film.
Did he know he was going to die?
You know, you could also say, you could also have a theory that he was, I don't know, he's a paedophile.
He's not a priest, all right? Jesus. I mean, for me, this just...
He looked at that kid once.
For me, this just smells of... They just didn't do their fucking reach, because... Well, I mean, yeah, obviously. It's not exactly like the Titanic is meant to be, like, historically accurate, whatever. Like, with a ship that has God knows how many actual tragic stories that you could tell, you made a new one up for it. Like, you know what I mean? You center this whole real thing around something fake. So to me, it just literally smells of, like, well, they just didn't do their research, and they thought that Lake Wissota and the roller coaster in the pier, they were just like, whatever, those are things from old times. Rucksack, whoops, I guess that wasn't popular. And the hair is literally because they needed him to look better than everybody else there. And also in their minds, they're like, you know, because if it was actually realistic, there's not going to be a poor guy that looks this great. So, you know.
That'd be the hair could be one thing, but I think stuff to do with the dates, like, bro, you're not going to mention specific. Well, obviously it's the date that it was just set in, but like, I don't know. Isn't that just a basic thing to just research?
To what extent is
James?
What extent is it also of saving Rose's life? Like, for what? It's been a while since I've seen that film, but aren't these like deep sea diver people just talking to some old woman about a necklace or like some expensive jewel? So did he go back in time to make sure that she'd live so she'd have the jewel that then like, I don't remember how the film ends with the jewel, but fucking, you know, to what end? You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, I saved her. Now I die. Oh, phone call. Well, I just got an exciting phone call about bananas. I wish I was joking. That's going to remind me to turn my phone off when we're recording.
Very, very nice. I love bananas, I do.
Oh, God, I love bananas. But apparently not if they're mushy.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably did
so,
when
I
you were
mean,
a kid.
yeah, true. So this theory, I think we can both say, like, whatever. Yeah, who
It's
cares?
just you could make up a
You
bunch
could
of
say
things,
that, sure. Yeah. I mean, it's
but
cool.
I guess it has some kind of evidence because
Yeah,
yeah,
mistakes.
but whatever.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Shut up.
So do you want to hear the next
Housekeeping.
one, which is a film that I know you'll know more than Titanic?
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Theory: Nemo actually
Yo.
doesn't exist.
Yo.
If you remember the
Okay.
film's opening, Marlin wakes up from a barracuda attack on his family to find that only one of the eggs survived, and he's crippled. But one theory suggests that this grieving father only imagined that one son survived, which means that Nemo, he ain't real, but is only a figment of Marlin's imagination to, like, deal with the loss of whatever.
Okay.
Following this theory, the entire movie is an allegory of a father's journey through the 5 stages of grief.
I think I've
and-
heard this. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
think
going
I've
to
heard
say, it
some
sounds
on this.
familiar when I was reading it. And the kicker, as they put it, Nemo actually means nobody in Latin.
Oh.
Which, to be honest, as far as pretension goes, yeah, if you're going to make connections to Latin, there is probably something to it. Because as soon as you become
Yeah.
pretentious, the first thing you jump to is Latin. Don't believe me, the very first short film script that I ever wrote that was just artsy bollocks for some assignment, like I was being super edgy teenager, I must have been like 14, 15 when I wrote it, was called Proditione, which is like Latin for just some basic, like the film was to do with grief and loss of whatever, kind of like Nemo then. And I think it had some kind of recurring motif about like a woman trying to lead this guy somewhere, but it's only through more and more trauma. And so like the word Proditione, I don't remember what it means. But basically it had something. It was basically just, hey, this is vaguely what the film is about. Oh, here's a cool sounding Latin word that does it. Whatever.
Actually, proditione means betrayal, fraud, deceit, dishonesty, trick or duplicity. You know nothing, you fuckface cunt.
And I got an A.
Nice.
So no, I can see that, sure. I mean, it's a bit weird that his imagination makes deal with this makes it comedy, and there's a lot of
yeah.
there's
I mean,
a lot
if you
of,
just
like-
say that theory, like if you hear the plot of the movie and you hear that theory, you can be like, yes. But then if you watch the movie in conjunction with this theory,
you'd be like,
then it's
nah.
like, okay.
You're telling me that through the stages of grief, he imagined himself in the mouth of a whatever that fucking bird is that can carry water, and also he'd have to. So in this thing to deal with the loss of his son, he had to like do this narrative where he nearly lost it, where he nearly has him lost for the entire fucking film, and also he had to imagine like human lives and like come up this girl character that accidentally shakes the bag of fish and kills them. And this society of like, these band of weirdos that have to try and escape a fish tank. Like it's it's a cool idea, but again, it's like, yeah, I get it, but also, You with me?
Yeah. Although maybe did the dad specifically do wacky shit himself, or get into wacky?
I mean, no, don't get me wrong.
situations?
There were a lot of things that were like he's just the straight man, because there's that constant joke about like you're a clownfish, but you can't even like tell a joke or whatever.
Yeah.
He's the straight man, and things happen around him and whatever.
Yeah, because it could be like all the stuff, that wacky stuff on like Nemo's side that happens. It's like him thinking, "Oh my god, I wish he's okay and got some buddies," and he's brilliant
In fishy heaven.
because he gets some buddies, I guess,
And
to
also,
help him.
also a bit of a dick, his imagination. His son, who like, all his kids died, so he imagined one surviving. He made him a cripple with a shitty fin. Dick move, bro.
Yeah, it's like your imagination wants him to fail.
Yeah.
It's like it's maybe, what is his name? Marlin.
Marlin, I think, is the dad.
Yeah. Maybe Marlin, like, it's not even a thing where he wants to. I don't know. He wanted
Wants to
like
see
him
his
to
own
get.
son suffer.
Yeah, he wanted to get so close and then just torture himself by like Nemo dying or something. But I don't know.
You ready to move on?
Yeah.
This next one I like a lot, and not just because I've done a live version of this film on stage. So this is about the movie Grease. I was Danny Sexback. No, what's his name?
Zuko.
Thank you. I was in it. I didn't even fucking know. Which I found out the other day. Apparently, some girl had like some girl that I know, her sister, who saw me like in Greece, like had like the biggest crush on me ever, and basically thought that I was him. You know, like kids do. And my driver was just telling me about this, like, and I'm like, that makes me very uncomfortable to think of a child that's like in year 7, 8, so what, 12, 13, having a massive crush. Like, you know what? It happens. Young kids go like, "Oh, Zac Efron in High School Musical," but like to have it be like, "Yo," and like my driver just kept going on about it, and I was like, "Stop!" I was like, "This is I'm not a priest, all right? God, and she's not a boy, so if I was a priest, it wouldn't. Whatever. What I'm saying is that priests fuck boys more than girls. It's true. Anyway, so this theory about Grease, I like it a lot purely just because it's dumb. The theory is that Sandy dies at the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
The key to this theory is both at the beginning and the end of the film. Grease opens with Sandy and Danny meeting at the beach, blah, blah, blah. Ends with the final shot of the couple driving up towards the sky in a flying car. You know, as you do. While everyone goes, we stick together like wobba lobba lobba dubba dubba da bing da bong. There you go.
Oh yeah! It's maybe.
No, that is how it goes. Yeah, I mean, there's actual words that I had to learn the specific like bibbidi bibbidi bing da bong. It's like just let us all just go. I just would love a mess of just bong,
bing bong boop,
bing bing bong. Well, one dark fan theory posits that Sandy actually drowned at the beach. Remember the line, "I saved her life, she nearly drowned." Yep.
Wow.
Oh, I'm auditioning again, folks.
So what? In what reality is this happening then?
Hang on a second. And the entire movie is just a fantasy sequence playing in Sandy's head as she dies. With the last scene in the car signifying Sandy being sent up to heaven. Talk about the lyric, "I've got chills, they're multiplying."
Oh,
I see what you did there, Article. Well done, good housekeeping. They're multiplying.
So, what would be the reason for her imagining?
Also, this whole time, this article just has a picture of her at the end, like zoomed in on her face as she's like smiling and waving at people. It's making me very uncomfortable. The way she's like smiling and looking at it is as if she's through her teeth, being like, "Just say the theory's real. If the theory's real." David Tennant.
The Daleks. The Cybermen.
Slideen.
Slideen.
The Suntarans. Weeping Angels.
Rose, come back here.
Rose,
You too, Donna.
He sounds like a pervert. Mother. Oh,
Rose, give me that ass.
But it's not even how he speaks. That's the thing. We literally just do like a lisp, pretty much, I don't know.
My favorite thing about when he became Doctor Who was that like the very like second or third episode he ever did, the like first Bad Wolf one that had the werewolf in the hospital or whatever, and it's like in Scotland, and it's like David Tennant's like, "Oh, I get to pretend I'm Scottish," and you're just like, why make him English if in the third episode you're gonna go, "Look, he's doing an accent, but it's his real one." I was like, what the fuck? How can you even do? Oh, the Dalek. Oh, what a fantastic actor. But anyway,
Actually,
but like again, yeah, he's actually incredible. Jessica Jones season 1, tasty stuff. I've never been like, that rapist. What a good actor. David Tennant's not a rapist. He is in the show. Anyway, so Grease, yeah, cool. So far, none of these have been like, yeah, that's really cool. I'd like to think and look at it in that way. I mean, don't
maybe,
mind.
maybe we
Just
should
the
get
idea of
Matt
Sandy
Pat,
dying.
Matt
would be
Pat
great.
on this
Do you think he'd come on
this,
the show?
podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he would.
Film
We're very relevant.
theories, yeah.
So, are you now ready for a theory that I think it's Patton Oswalt's theory or something? I think Patton Oswalt came up with this.
Okay.
It's about the Dark Knight, and of course, it's about the Joker. And I've heard this before. I'm pretty sure you have too, and I actually really like it. Is that the actual origin of the Joker in that is that he's like, this one says specifically an Iraq war veteran, which I guess was around the time.
Oh.
But just the idea that he's ex-military and like he's had like some kind of PTSD, like snapped, you know what I mean? And I like it. Everyone,
he's pretty fucked, yeah.
Everybody links it back to that one when he's talking to Harvey and he's trying to win him over to his side, and he says like, nobody cares if like a truckload of soldiers gets blown up.
Yeah.
Which, you know, like, I mean, knowing his origin makes absolutely no difference to the film whatsoever, which I kind of like about this theory. It's not like, reshape how you thought the entire Sandy's dead and Nemo never existed. But it is literally just like, hey, here's a line in the film. He's like, he's good with explosives, weaponry, close combat, all this stuff. It makes sense. I buy into that. I mean, it makes no difference to watching the film at all. But
I wouldn't
like
call
it.
Joker's fighting style, trained soldier, CQC, trained fighting.
I would call it pretty unhinged and wacky.
Well, bearing in mind he is now crazy, but just in terms of how he's able to, like, you know, strategize and come up with all these plans and like turn the whole city upside down and like rig a hospital full of explosives. Maybe he was an explosives guy. Maybe he was, you know, dealing in that stuff, and he wasn't. You know, I mean, even if you're a soldier, you don't really get taught hand to hand. You get given a knife, and you know, like they get close.
Well, you must do CQC, close quarter combat training.
Yeah, but like you don't get taught like fucking Batman ninja kung fu.
I guess
you get taught how to put a blade in your boot. You stamp the boot down, and then you kick Batman in the whatever, and he goes, "Oi!"
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like that.
I want to know how I got these. Fuck.
I'm gonna skip through the next few because a lot of them. I remember there was a section.
Scars.
There is a section of just like it's Ferris Bueller, but Ferris is just a figment of Cameron's imagination because he's the kid he wishes he could be, and you're like. Okay, I guess, but then the girl that's there, is she just also a part of this? Is he going around in this like is he going around in this day but no one's actually there? Is it like a hot attention type deal?
know.
So like there's not actually so in the scenes where Ferris is driving the Lambo or the Ferrari, whatever it is.
I never watched this film.
Cameron's you've never watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
I have not watched
Are
it.
you crazy?
Yes.
It's actually we're watching that. We are watching that.
Don't you remember when I got confused with? I said that Tom Cruise scene where he slides on the thingy. And then I said that was Ferris Bueller because I've only seen
that's risky.
that clip.
That's risky business. I can understand why if you hadn't seen either of those films, but you saw that scene, you might get confused if you knew titles. I get they're very much the same vein. Oh, this one I really like. This is a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Wait, it's called Willy Wonka and the I thought it was called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I don't know.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate. Has it been called that? I'm okay. Whatever. Yeah. Fuck. Jesus. That's blown my mind. But yeah. So no, it's not the theory that we already went through in the Snowpiercer video where Willy Wonka grows up to be the crazy guy on the train, which is so dumb. But I love that guy. I love that guy's videos. Check that out. Search Snowpiercer Willy Wonka theory. They're great videos. But I like the idea that Willy Wonka is a serial killer.
Yes, I'm on board.
I'm on board.
I mean,
too.
it's kind of just displayed, isn't it? Is it not?
But yeah, I was going to say, so they go through, many people speculated that he's actually a calculated murderer who takes delight in luring children into his factory, planning out each of their demises as part of a Saw-esque scheme. Hey, who's been watching Saw all week and things about Saw? This guy. There's another theory coming up later that is to do with Saw as well that I think is very funny and cool. This explains why Wonka is completely unfazed by their various accidents, air quotes, And also why Oompa Loompas are always ready with a prepared song and dance routine as each child faces their fates. Also, what this doesn't point out, but I saw
Yeah, that's fucked.
what I saw in another theory, which was exactly the same, but it was like, he's a cannibal, and it was like, what? Why is he a cannibal? I don't know, but someone's already done the killing one, so cannibal. He kills and then eats them. I was like, nah. But the killing, somebody did mention that as more and more kids just get like killed, all the vehicles that come to like pick them up and take them places conveniently always have one less seat. And you're like, he was planning on these kids being gone along the way. But yeah, sorry, you were going to say.
Well, I was just gonna say I can't remember exactly, but as you say that there's like dance parts where all the Oompa Loompas are dancing. Just
Insane
imagine those
dancing.
scenes where like either the audio's quiet and there's like sinister music playing whilst they're all
Can you
dancing.
imagine? You wake up, you go to sleep, you wake up and your bed's just at the end of a dark hallway, and all you can hear coming closer to you slowly says, Oompa Loompa,
Yeah.
do. I've got a knife, I'm gonna lethal inject you. Like,
With
bro.
like a sinister beat underneath. Imagine them all doing like the Pennywise dance. You know
They're
that?
coming closer to you.
Yeah, and they're all like, oh. Oh, I heard
I'm
some.
gonna stick a finger in you.
Weren't all the like, I'm gonna say small people
Oompa Loompas.
in Oompa Loompas, the actors? I think they were big on sexual harassment. I think.
I've heard something about this, yeah.
I know
Maybe
where
they
I heard
did stick a few fingers in. Oh no. They Bill Cosby'd it. He's looking it up, folks. No, you've said that and it's made me think, yeah, no, I did hear something about...
Was it Mr. Sun? Maybe Mr. Sunday.
It might have been Mr. Sunday. That's where we get everything else we do on this podcast from. I mean, we're original. Fuck.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
trying
just
really
looking
hard, folks.
I'm not finding anything.
I was going to say, there's a weird smile on your face. I was worried.
No, this
Is
is.
this just something we've imagined?
Maybe.
Fuck. Okay, well...
I've definitely.
I feel like I've heard something. I'm gonna go on to the next one, and
Yep.
yeah, you keep searching, and I'll talk you through this one. So this one's about Harry Potter, and I like this theory, I guess, but it also makes no sense. So the theory is a very bold title. It is the Dursleys, which are like,
Yeah.
the family that he's with,
Yeah.
his aunt and whatever, are cruel to Harry for a good reason. So I was like, what kind of bullshit is this going to be, where it's like, the meaner they are to him, the more likely he will eventually defeat Voldemort or whatever. But no, it just turns out that, you know how Harry ends up being one of the Horcruxes, kind of?
Yeah.
So he has to die in order for whatever. The idea is that, the Horcrux that Ron wears in Deathly Hallows Part 1 that literally puts him in a shitty mood, like it makes you miserable and whatever. The idea is that they've been around Harry for so long that they're miserable, and it's like being around him is... But Ron had that Horcrux on for maybe... Let's say they were travelling quite a bit. Let's say maybe a few months. And, like, if you really want to be, like, whatever about it, there is no way they could have been travelling for more than a year at that section of the film. Maybe they had. I don't feel like they did. But it's a couple months, right? They had Harry non-stop with them for, what? How old is he when he goes to the first one? 11 or 12 or something before he went in the first Harry Potter? And you're just a little bit mean. Ron had it for a few months and he was like, you sleep with my girlfriend, I'm gonna fucking shout and storm off. How 12 years?
Yeah.
And then also it's like, why wouldn't every single person around him just be like, bleh, as soon as they're near him? And they kind of are to a certain extent, but no, I don't buy into that. Because imagine Dumbledore just eventually being in a shitty mood with him. I mean, there was that moment where, did you put your lip in the fire? But like, have you seen those videos where it goes through the book and it's like, did you put your name in the goblet of fire? Dumbledore asked
Yeah.
calmly.
Yeah.
It just shows
And in the film-
fucking double, and he's like slamming him against some fucking like a bunch of like trinkets or something. They're
Yeah,
like falling off. I love that movie, man. But yeah, I don't fucking buy it.
I'm not putting stock into it.
We're skipping over the James Bond one. The theory is just that James Bond is just a code name and it goes to different people. Yeah, no shit. I like this one about Aladdin. We'll do the Aladdin one. I remember hearing this as well. I think I've heard this before. The idea is that Aladdin's not actually set in the past. It's actually a post-apocalyptic future. And the idea is that because the genie knows a bunch of pop culture references from back in the day,
Yeah.
it's like a barren wasteland. I think there's something else where at the start, the salesman is selling things that aren't from that time, or like just I think most of it just relies.
So like
on
the last time he
impressions.
was used was like when the film was released, like when he was summoned from the bottle.
Yeah, or maybe
And
he's
that's
just
how
been
he
around.
knows all these
He's
wacky
just
things.
been around and like
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
I
but
guess.
these guys, it's been so post-apocalyptic that the world's like starting again, and we're going back to simpler times.
And there's
Um,
magic.
That's cool, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna go into it thinking that, and I love Aladdin, so I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't really make a difference.
I mean, you could- yeah,
the setting
you could
really
think-
doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah, like what is the film really like?
Well, it's about the characters more so than anything else.
Yeah, there's this poor lad, princess. She's
Prince
kind of like,
Ali, Ali Ababwa. He's
Yes.
strong as 10 regular men, definitely.
correct.
By the way, we're on about the animated Aladdin, because the live-action one can fuck off.
Yeah. But well, I mean, we could be on about either, but
No, they are different. They're different. There's fucking, I won't be silent.
Yeah, but the general plot.
I mean, there's changes. The genie's a bit of a dick in...
Yeah.
He's just,
But it's
for some
basically
reason,
a love
he's obsessed
story.
with lifting
Poor
weights.
person, rich person.
Yes.
Wow, they get together. She's fucking. She doesn't want to be there. Wow, he's kind of saves him
Iago
and shows
actually
him.
has a personality in the
world.
animated. They actually have a voice for him.
Yeah. So like, yes, this could happen in a wacky world where
Yeah.
it's post-apocalyptic.
Yeah,
So
sure, why not?
you can think of that. It is obviously not, but
It's not, but yeah.
it's fun to think about.
Theory about Pulp Fiction. I feel like neither of us have seen it, so we don't care. Even though I know it's one of the best films of all time.
I've seen it.
Just the idea that Marcellus Wallace's soul is what's in the briefcase. I don't like any of these what's in the briefcase
okay, yeah,
theories.
I
It's like the whole point is that it doesn't matter. It's like that's not the that's why there's just a light. It represents whatever you want. Quentin Tarantino's literally said, "I'm sick of answering fucking questions about what's in the brief. It's whatever you want it to be." It's like fuck. Iron Man 2 theory. This isn't a theory anymore. This was actually confirmed. That in Iron Man 2, the little kid that's wearing the Iron Man stuff. So that drone's like, "You Iron Man, I kill kid," and like Tony Stark saves him and is like, "Cheers, kid." That kid.
Oh.
Yoink! Oh my god! I'm sorry. It's not because I'm
Oh, is
bored.
it-
I don't sleep.
Nah, don't
You know it. No, you know it. Go on. You know. Go on. You're getting there. You know it.
Nah,
Were you gonna say he becomes Spider-Man?
no.
Okay. Well, yeah. That kid.
I have heard. I was trying to think of that one
Yeah.
because I had
Which-
heard it before.
Which,
but
if
yeah.
you actually think about it, it's whatever. I mean, the chances. It's very funny that it happened because I feel like that movie doesn't even take place in New York. Not that you don't travel with kids and go other places, but whatever. It's a cool. I mean, it doesn't matter. Who's watching Iron Man 2 going Spider-Man? That was actually Tom Holland under that mask. They knew all the way back then.
Yeah.
This is the theory I wanted to get to. So this is Home Alone. Classic, absolute
Right, yeah.
classic.
I
Everyone
haven't
loves
watched
Home Alone.
that either. Lol. Yeah.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god!
Oh
How have you
yeah.
never seen Home Alone? It's
Hey,
incredible.
I've watched a lot of movies, but there's an odd one here and there which, just for some reason,
So no, I'm so excited about this theory. But you know what Home Alone is, right?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like
kids home alone, and some
Kevin-
people try and
he's like but
steal
have you
stuff
seen-
or rob it, and he's like
they're trying
stopping
to
them
kill.
with
They're
traps
trying
and
to
shit.
kill him. They're actually trying to kill the kid for annoying them.
Oh, I
being
thought they were
onto
trying
them.
to like just rob the house or some shit.
So they start off as the sticky bandits. No, they're the wet bandits first, and then in the second they become the sticky bandits. And the idea is that they've gone around casing houses, these rich neighborhood houses in whatever state it takes place. I've forgotten. And they're on about how like a bunch of families are going away for Christmas. So they go around as Joe Pesci goes around as a police officer, seeing who's going to be out of town and who's not. And like there's a scene where they're sitting and they know when all of people's timed alarms are coming on. He's like, that house will light up, that house will light up. And they are just trying to rob. But obviously Kevin stays home alone. So they're like, wait a minute, what's going on? And it becomes a thing of like, this kid's onto us. And also then, what I'm trying to get at is that like, the main thing is that they try and invade the house and he sets up a bunch of different things. A bunch of cool and clever different traps. Do you see where I'm going with this? With the word traps? It sets up, they've got a bunch of, they've got a bunch of traps, like, you know, paint cans attached to rope coming down from the ceiling and hitting them in the face, and like a tarantula that he lets loose, and even tripwires on a door that set off airsoft guns. Because according to this theory, he then goes on to make tripwires below doors that maybe set off shotguns. The theory is that Kevin grows up to be Jigsaw from the Saw franchise.
Right.
Which I find so funny because the picture is of him sitting. It's like, who's the kid who plays Kevin again? What's his fucking name? Macaulay Culkin. It's Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, God, he's
sitting
fucked,
up top
isn't he?
With his no, he's cool now. But he's recovered from MJ and life. You know,
that's good.
He's marrying. He's having a baby with somebody who's actually attractive and like cool. I'll look it up after this, but it's very cool for him. And he likes wrestling. He's done a few matches. He's cool. He's got his hands like, you know, the proper like I'm masterminding, like ooh at the top of the stairs, and then beneath it's the picture of Jigsaw from Saw 2 when like Donnie Wahlberg comes in asking like, and he's being all smart and like smiling, and I just like the idea of like it makes Saw in the bottom, like Jigsaw in the bottom, it makes him look like a wholesome guy. He's like smiling like yeah.
Yeah. So because Saw's whole thing is like he's trying to teach people to
appreciate life.
Yeah, and kind of not do bad things, like, you know, give them a...
Because he got cancer, and then he was in a car accident that nearly killed him but didn't, and he removed a pipe from himself and was like, wow, that was hard to do, and now I appreciate life, so what I'm going to do is mutilate people and give them hard choices to then appreciate their lives.
And be
but
like,
also,
hey.
he puts a guy in... He has a trap set up at the start of Saw 5, maybe 5 or 6, and there's a guy who's basically in charge of like healthcare, works for some healthcare company in 6 or whatever, and he's strapped up because he's like, guess what, motherfucker, you not giving people their healthcare benefits when they need it most, you're essentially choosing who lives and dies, so now you're in a Saw. And he's like, oh no. And then he's in this machine at the start where he's got a mask on and he's breathing and he's attached to a pump, and every breath he takes works a mechanism with the pump that forces 2 metal blocks to get like closer and closer to crushing his like ribs and lungs, basically that kind of area. So it's like, how strong are your lungs, buddy? And who does he put him against? A fat janitor who's a smoker. And you know why the smoker's in there? Jigsaw like turns to him and the thing is like, this man has continued to smoke despite having high blood pressure. And you're like, what?
What the fuck?
Where was his chance to appreciate life? I guess you can't breathe good. And then he dies and the guy gets out. But I find it funny. I like the idea that what if it went wrong and somehow this like smoker guy maybe had quit recently and was proper on the warpath and like outbreathed the guy that the whole thing was based around. So there's just this guy going through this thing. And he's like, wait, who are these people I have to save? And he's like, oh, I had a whole fucking thing planned, you noob. Like, he's like, god damn it. But anyway, yeah, I like that. That's fine. Who cares? Like,
yeah,
it's funny. It's funny. It made me laugh. And someone even put it down to like, you haven't seen fucking Home Alone, but he's afraid of his basement in that, and he keeps having this thing where if he goes down to the basement, there's like a big boiler, like a big fire thing that like the mouth kind of opens of it and shuts like the gate, like it's an evil mouth. And then in Saw 2, there's a house where in the basement there is a furnace that some guy gets burnt alive in, so it's like, he turned his fear into a trap, and that trap's so stupid. The guy climbs into a furnace, and there is a injection hanging from, but this has just turned into talking about Saw. We should do an episode on Saw, because it's been fascinating me recently. And this needle is hanging from a rope inside the furnace, and he needs the needle because he's poisoned. They're all poisoned, and they've all got different traps to get needles to inject themselves to fix them from the poison, right? And he gets in this furnace, and like he just sees it attached to a rope. And what does he? He's just like, I'm just.
Does he dive in?
So he goes in the furnace. That's fine. He has to do that. But he looks at this this needle coming from the top, and he's attached to a string. And his thing is, well, he just wants me to get in the furnace to be scared. I'll just grab and yank that motherfucker. It's literally a rope that's attached to like a string that closes the door and shuts him in, and then he burns. And it's like, bro, think for more than 2 seconds. Come on, like there's this. One of the girls in Saw 2 goes into a room where there's a glass box, and she has to put her hands through these like metal folding things that, as you put your hands in, fold around it, so that if you try and pull them out again, like it's gonna cut you. You can't get them out, and it's gonna cut you up in the wrists, and you'll bleed out and die. You know what the answer to that trap is? There is a lock visibly on the back, and there's a key next to it. All she had to do was look and see a key and a lock and go, oh, and just open the door. But because they've been poisoned for so long, and like that room took a bit to get to, their minds aren't all there. And you're like, how is this teaching them to appreciate life? Look for keys in glass boxes before you put your hands in things. And just real quick before we move on, the moral of Saw 4 is that this guy should appreciate his life more because he wants to save everybody. And he rushed through a door too quickly once, and a guy said, never rush through a door that you haven't checked or whatever. And the final trap is that if he rushes through a door to save somebody, it'll kill them. So if he doesn't go through the door, it won't kill. The whole movie is teaching him not to go through doors. What is happening? Anyway, best franchise ever. Sorry, that went on. I didn't realize how much I had to say about Saw. We should do an episode on Saw. That'd be funny.
Sure.
Inception theory.
Okay.
Cobb, so Leonardo DiCaprio's character. Can I just up top say Inception's one of my favorite movies ever. I think it's fun. Every time I watch it, I like it more. It's such a good popcorn movie. Better than Tenet. You like it, right?
Yeah, really.
Nice. Like so the theory is that, you know how Cobb's totem is the dreidel, and how the spinning top or whatever, and at the end, you know, it's like, oh, is he in a dream? Is he whatever? Blah blah blah. There's a theory that his actual totem is the wedding ring, and I've heard this before as well, which is very cool. So it's like, instead of the top, which originally belonged to, because it was the totem of his wife. He mentions that like she used it to know. So it's like, so how does it then work for him? Is it just because she's dead? So now it's it. But they say like, if anyone else touches your totem, it's fucked. Yeah, but one fan theory suggests it's actually his wedding ring. After all, he's seen wearing the ring in every sequence when it's a dream, but he's never wearing it when he's awake. This would certainly solve the movie's biggest mystery of whether Cobb is awake at the end, as his wedding ring is clearly absent in the very last scene. I like that idea.
So it is a dream?
No, so it's actually not. So he's actually awake and he gets to be back with his kids. Because so he's always wearing the ring when he's in a dream. And in real life he's never wearing a ring, and at the end he's not wearing a ring.
But at the end, hadn't we only seen him in real life? That's the only time we'd seen him in real life then, if that was true.
No, because he never wears the ring, like when they're planning the heist, when he's meeting Ariadne or whatever her name is for the first time. Basically, anything that is real life early on in the film when he's not in a dream because we even see him do the drill and it stops at one point. He's not wearing a wedding ring, but as soon as they go into a dream, he's wearing the ring. But also, I know the totems work in different ways depending on how you interpret them. But how can a ring let you know? Like, do you just put the ring on and go, that don't feel right? For like, and maybe this is actually how it is because Christopher Nolan, lover of cinema. That would be a totem for us, the audience, rather than the character. So, but I actually think that is actually kind of cool if it is that. Like, it would give people a way of, like, just telling themselves that he's awake at the end, and that satisfies me. But, I mean, the whole point is that it doesn't matter anymore because he just wants to be with his kids, whether it's real or not. So, I mean, you know. But if you need that, there it is. There's your answer. I mean, also, Michael Caine's gone on interviews and been like, well, any scene I'm in is, Christopher Nolan told me that, I don't know what this voice is. He told him that apparently...
bumbling old man.
Yes. Any scene that I'm in is real life, and I'm at the end, so it's real. So there's two reasons to think it's real at the end.
Yeah, okay.
These are some of the ones I'm going to skip over. Toy Story theory that Sid grows up to be a garbage man in Toy Story 3.
Oh, yeah, I saw that
Okay,
one.
whatever. The Shining is about faking the moon landings. It's been so long since I've seen The Shining, I don't even want to go through that. Wizard of Oz theory, Dorothy is the Wicked Witch of the East. I didn't even read this one, I just went, no. There's a really cool Fight Club theory about the narrator and Tyler. Eventually, they're grown-up Calvin and Hobbes, but because we're not American or Australian, for some reason, those are the people who know it, I don't even know what Calvin and Hobbes is. I know it's something to do with detectives. One's a fictional character in his head and one's whatever, but basically a comic book about a detective who has an imaginary friend who helps him solve crimes, then grew up to be Fight Club people, I guess. Okay. So yeah, I don't put a lot of weight behind that. Again, another one, Monsters, Inc. The monsters are afraid of the Black Death. Fine. Whatever.
What?
The theory comes together when you consider how the bubonic plague was mainly spread through fleas, which would explain the monster's reactions when a single sock was found on someone's back. After removing the sock, they shave off the monster's fur. So it's basically just the black... Yeah, it's dumb.
No, yeah.
I've heard this one before, and I'm like, I guess, but also, what a dick. You've seen Back to the Future, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. The idea is that Doc Brown was suicidal the whole time. And the idea is that none of his inventions actually have ever worked before, so barely any of them work. So it's very strange how he creates time travel. So the idea is that he actually wasn't even trying to do that. He was just trying to
make a
kill
really
himself.
fast car so he dies or something.
Or maybe there was something behind it, like, oh, I'm gonna make time travel exist. Yeah, that's what I'm working on, but I'm just gonna kill myself and get hit by a car. But that also means that he tried to kill his dog because the dog was in the car.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
there's easy ways, Doc.
And when are they saying he actually tried to... Yeah, I was going to say, because when he tests it for the first time, he drags Marty in the way with the camera. Doc grabs Marty when he tries to run in the same scene, leading many people to
Marty,
believe
come with me.
that it was actually a murder-suicide attempt.
Marty, I want you to die with me.
And my dog. Yeah, I mean, whatever.
We can all die together, Marty.
I don't want to think that because I love Back to the Future and it's the most stupid and fun thing ever, so leave it be, please. I don't want to think Doc Brown's suicidal.
Yeah.
And then this last theory, which is actually timing pretty well because we're just coming up to an hour, is really fucking stupid because it's not a theory, it's just a way of wording what Jurassic Park is. So it's about Jurassic Park, and the theory is that... So the theory starts out strong and says, the dinosaurs aren't actually real. And you go, whoa, hang on what are we saying aliens? Are we saying holograms? What is
Mecha?
Is it in everyone's
dinos?
head? What's going on? And then it says, according to one theory that posits that the dinosaurs aren't real, Jurassic Park is actually an elaborate scheme of park creator John Hammond to make profit from a deceptive spectacle. In other words, he created the dinosaurs from a mix of existing animal DNA into what people think they look like. That's meant to shock me. That's the point of the fucking film. I'm pretty sure they definitely say it in Jurassic World.
That is what happens.
But I'm fairly certain they were like, in Jurassic World they say, yeah, we even alter the DNA to make it look more like what people think dinosaurs look like, because raptors have feathers, y'all. Like, they already say that. Like, what? The fuck? And also, if that's the case, how much effort did he go through to... He's still making creatures from nothing. It's still incredible either way. It's not like you go, that ain't a fucking real dinosaur. You just made a thing that looks exactly like what we think they look like, that is our interpretation of a dinosaur. You fucking nerd.
You
Like,
fucking
what?
dog.
It's so like there's an exclamation mark of like what people think they look like. Yes, that's the film. I'm sure that's what the film is. I don't remember if they mention it in Jurassic Park, and I refuse to go through the entire film just to prove this point, because in Jurassic World later on they say it anyway. So even if it was a theory that you could posit, Jurassic World is in the same universe. They fucking no, you're dumb. That's what the film is. You fucking
Yeah.
and like, so what? Like, you know what I mean? What's the alter? It's like you made life either way. Like, fuck. Jesus Christ. Like, it was
Not
always
a
about,
theory.
and the idea is meant to be like, oh, it's for money. It was always about money, spared no expense. That's his fucking catchphrase. Oh, some movie theories are stupid, but. That's 20 out of 20. We actually made it all the way through.
Wow.
We spent a bit longer on others. I thought there was more of a dead zone in the middle of films I didn't get, theories I thought were bullshit, but they actually were more towards the end.
Yeah. I mean, you skip through a few at the end.
Yeah, because they were all like... And I skipped through, like, Ferris wasn't real in Risky Business. It was Tom Cruise all along or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, what would you say is your favourite one out of that? What would you say is your favourite one? From what you may be able to vaguely remember.
Fuck, I can barely remember. The Aladdin one.
Post-apocalyptic future.
Because imagine they do... Actually, imagine they did do
cool.
that.
I like it.
But, like,
cool.
then it'd just be like
It's a Fallout New Vegas DLC.
It'd just be rich person, poor person saves rich person from their...
Well, the film doesn't change at all, really. It has a really
but
cool
it's just,
backstory.
But imagine, like, the setting changed and, like, I don't know.
Well, this is the one... These are the theories I like, ones that don't actually take away from the... It's just like, it's like, you don't have to... Like, if I'm thinking that... As much as I love the Jigsaw theory, if the whole time I'm watching Home Alone looking at this innocent kid meant to back him up, but I'm like, you're going to become a mass murderer, like, Like, it'd be like how I feel listening to Michael Jackson songs now. Like, this is good, but...
Actually,
man.
My other one would probably be the Willy Wonka one.
That's
just because I find
cool.
that... I just find that...
And I like it. I like thinking... Because he is weird, so, like, yeah. And also, those kids are all...
It doesn't... it adds to it. It doesn't, change...
Well, that's why I also like the...
what we see. Like, you can imagine what's going on behind the scenes, whereas, like, the Aladdin one, it's kind of like...
I don't know. For me, I can suspend my disbelief and be like, yeah, sure, and it just ended up like this.
It's
more of a stretch,
but at the same time,
like,
it's not really based in... whatever. Yeah.
I'd say my favourite one would have to be either the Willy Wonka one, and I'm also going to go with... just because I love Inception so much, I've heard that before, and I'm like, that's a cool thing where it's like, there's a detail in there, but if you believe it or you don't, it actually makes the film more interesting. Like, I can just be like, well, maybe in his dream, you know, it's just like that because he, like, what's his ex-girlfriend? Well, dead wife called in that again. I forgot her name. Whatever. She's Talia from Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, maybe it's just the fact that she's playing with his mind. She's always a part of him when he's in the dream, so it's like that's why the ring's always there. It's subconscious, he doesn't even know. But also, I really like it as the idea of, like, a thing that Christopher Nolan put in there for the audience. It's a totem for the audience that I like. I mean, I've come up with that. This doesn't say it in the thing. That's me saying that. I like the idea I've come up with. Which is a bit vain, but I think someone's probably wrote it somewhere. But I like that idea. It's like Inception itself. It's like there's deeper meaning to it, but it's not like pretentious. It's just cool. I like the layers that it has.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's gonna bring us to the end of the show.
Ooh,
I had a
tasty.
blast. I had a blast with that. We'll see how it does, and maybe we'll come back one day and do Good Housekeeping's other 20 craziest movie theories that'll have you rethinking Willy Wonka.
Okay.
Yeah, we shall see. Yeah, thanks very much for watching, listening, wherever you're getting this. Cool, we appreciate it.
Cheers, lads.
If you're on YouTube, drop us a licky, drop us a subscribey if you want. It's up to you. No one cares. It's fine. It's your life. You do what you want. You're perfectly welcome to click on this video, skip to the end, listen to this bit at the end, have no idea what the whole podcast was actually about, and give us a view. That's fine. You can do that multiple times if you want. That's fine. Make us feel good. Speaking of making people feel good, Joe, what are you going to do for the lovely people at home if they do like this video?
Oh God. Okay. I'm gonna throw a uncut pizza at your forehead like a frisbee.
Uncooked or uncut or both?
Uncut, because
So
then
it's
it would
cooked.
just. It's cooked, but uncut because then it would not act like a frisbee.
I hate to be interrupting so much at the very start of this, but do you think that you can throw a pizza like a frisbee without it, because it's floppy, so the wind catching it, or are you just a very good throw?
I attain a high velocity quite quickly
A good spin on
from
it, so it
after
doesn't lose
my
its...
throw.
I see.
It would slice.
Okay.
It would slice through the air, and
Wow.
in fact, when it came into contact with this person's forehead, it would actually slice the top of your head off.
Whoa.
Hmm.
And this is what you're going to do for people if they leave a like?
Yeah.
My God, what are you going to do for the people who don't? Just leave them alone.
Well, you see, it carries on from there,
Oh,
because
shit.
after giving you a mortal wound,
Okay.
a fatal
Mortal Kombat.
wound, some might say,
Yeah, well, yeah, it's
I will
top of your
use
head
my
off, you're dead.
I will use my expert surgeon skills to reattach the top of your head, and in fact
shit.
save your life. So
Oh my
then you
God.
instantly become indebted to me, and
Oh.
I'm in no way at fault at all because I saved your life.
And now you have to
So-
leave another like.
No problem.
What
No
happens
problem,
if
guys.
what happens if they like the video and then in appreciation for you saving their life, they make a new account and like the video again? Do you then again go and recut their head off and reattach it?
Well, as soon as someone likes the video, I just kind of appear at their
Before them.
location. So
So
they're
you'd, like,
just
you'd
they're
appear
just
for
kind
the
of
s-
they-
you'd appear
yeah
for the
they're just
second-
they're
you'd
just
appear
kind
for
of
the
wishing
second
it
time
upon
next to them,
themselves.
and you'd just be like, "Oh, I already did you. Really, bro? Come on." You got
Well,
like a
I'm
cooked
kind-
pizza in your hand. You're like, "Come on, bro."
I'm contractually
You'd be like, "I'm gonna do this to you again, and I'm not happy about it this time."
you
This
know
is
what
on
though?
you.
I
This
like
is on
every
you.
video.
Oh shit. So do I think.
I
No,
haven't
I
been
don't
doing
like my own videos.
I haven't been doing these things to myself.
Oh my God. Being able to throw a pizza in a way that it comes back around
Frisbee.
and cuts your head off.
Frisbee
And then
pizza.
as you're
I mean, a
bleeding out,
boomerang
even though
pizza.
your brain's cut in half, you'll still have functionality to reattach it. That's incredible.
I guess I could do that.
You could just exempt yourself
Anyway.
from it. You are on the show.
Yeah, I'll decide. But yeah, that's it.
You'll leave a like and you'll see how you feel after your head's been cut off. See, that's thunder. I don't know if the mic picked it up. It's been thundering today. Yes, I'm not crazy.
I haven't heard any.
Damn it! I'm so
They're just going
convinced it's been thunder.
crazy.
I am kind of
This
crazy.
guy.
Crazy hot.
Oh,
To any ladies who are listening to this while they're on your period,
what?
happy period. We'll see you in a
Oh.
month.
Happy period day, guys.
Unless you've gone through the menopause, in which case, God, you're
yes,
so
my
much better. How does
my
every month feel
45
now?
plus year old, 45-year-old plus women listeners.
Hell
Yes.
yeah, we've 30% female.
Really? What?
Yeah,
Well done.
No, sorry,
Well done,
70% male. We have no non-binary people watching this, so We're not good enough. Got to reach out to those furries.
Non-binary podcast coming next week.
We're reviewing the term non-binary.
Oh, review. Oh no.
Review the species.
Review all sexualities. Rank them on an S to E.
Yeah, you know those tournament, tournament brackets we do.
Yeah. Oh god.
But it's genders and sexualities. That would get
that
so
would
many
go down.
likes.
That would go down well.
It would. People are very understanding nowadays of comedy and joking.
Yeah.
Well, much like the Joker, I'm going to go off to the Iraq War now. I'll see you all later.
Yeah. See you
Wish
guys.
me luck.
Good luck, Joker.
You want to know how I get these scars?
It was from the Daleks. Cybermen.
Cybermen.
Secede. Rose, give me that ass.
And then back it up. Goodbye.
Hello again, glad you enjoyed the show. Just to let you know, there is no recorded sexual crimes in any way linked to the Oompa Loompas from the original or remake of Willy Wonka. However, there was an assault in Norwich back in 2013 where 2 of the men involved were dressed up as Oompa Loompas. In January, in Norwich? What the fuck? Anyway, have a nice day, bye.